there was a kind of voguish thing, I would say in the past 5-10 years, died out now, of the idea of cultural appropriation of music. I'm not a fan of that term. I think it misunderstands a lot of things. I think there's an exploitation of certain things, if people aren't getting paid and if stuff is being stolen. But the evolutionary styles, David Byrne, in that clip we showed at the top, this is like an Afrobeat stuff, and then he creates his own label and does a really great record called Ray Momo, which is like a Cuban record. Yeah. This is all over the map, this band. This is a band that never, or in David Byrne, is a person that never stops evolving.
And you make a very good distinction. Exploitation is one thing, and there's always been, there's no end to the exploitation, particularly of black music, by whites and by white music, as far as that goes. That's one phenomenon. But appropriation is the name of the game in art, all forms of art. And if people are willing to say that Fela Kuti appropriated James Brown, then I'm comfortable with the term.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, but people need to understand this works in all directions.
And James Brown, who, by the way, very vocally defended Elvis Presley against charges that he was exploiting.
Of course, because
he said, no, he's the greatest.
Because the whole concept to serious artists is ludicrous. Yeah. What one does is appropriate. If what that means is you take influences that appeal to you and you explore them and you try to incorporate them into your own work, that's the name of the game for most genuinely creative artists, particularly in music, where so much of it in the 20th century has become available on recordings. Yeah. So you don't have to go to West Africa to hear Fela Kuti. You can buy the record. And everybody does, or people do buy the record. And you can learn from the record, and vice versa as far as that goes.